Good morning, everyone. Welcome to the Trade Ideas live trading room for Thursday, August the 15th. My name is Barry Anderson, moderator of your trading room. Can I get a quick sound check, please? Excellent. Okay. Well, first things first here. Look at Walmart. I thought Walmart was dead company, but evidently not. So look at Walmart here. This is going to put a little charge into the market. Big earnings pay, up $7. I mean, 1.4 billion in the float. This is a stock up 6.5%, up $7. It's almost challenging the all-time highs here. That looks like 115. Yeah, 115.58. So it's almost challenging the all-time highs. Because it's funny because I was actually looking to short TPR, the old Coach. In the pre-market, this is not quite down 10% right now. If you remember yesterday, Macy's, of course, led the charge down for most of the retailers. It was kind of a relatively easy short in the pre-market. Tapestry may not be quite as easy. I'd like to see it take out this, but with Walmart kind of leading these retailers, TPR may not have as severe a move down. Look at it though, of course, on the weekly, daily, monthly, whatever time frame you want. It's an all-time low with it trading as this symbol. Remember now, this used to be the old Coach, C-O-H. So definitely have to watch it. See if it takes out this low 21.98. But I think it would have been a lot worse had Walmart not had such great earnings today. See what else is happening. Cisco is down also on earnings. Oops. Cisco is down on earnings, but it is trying to recover. I wouldn't worry about these topping tails here, or pay attention to them, I suppose. Arcadia, well, Arcadia looked like it was basically, there's LK just popped up for me. Let's take a look at it. But Arcadia looks like it was kind of dead. This was, what are we now, Thursday? So that was Tuesday's action. And then yesterday, it looked like it was going to give that up, but it had a nice rally, and now it's above, on the daily chart, it's above all that action here. So I guess we have to, it's obviously not dead yet. LK just popped up for me here as a price alert. Great volume right now. Had earnings yesterday. Of course, like most stocks, tanked on earnings. But like most stocks that were, the market was down 800 yesterday. So, excuse me, it looked like we're gonna have a bit of a rally to start with. We'll have to see what happens once the market opens, of course, but the SPY is up a bit. RBI options have always been there. Okay, they've always been there. You're talking about this? Yeah, they've always been there. The only problem is you can't put a lot of filters in them. You can use them. Try it out. But you can't put a lot of filters in place. So you can have a volume filter, and that's almost about it. CSIQ, that's why I don't really use it. CSIQ is an earnings play up. Interesting level for it to break right up here at 23. What did it get to actually in the pre-market? 24. So, it has room, not that much room, but, this 25 level. What do you mean the LK scanner? It's not a scanner. It's just I had a price alert. I just had a price alert that I put on it. It's also in the pre-market actives. It's in the pre-market actives. All you have to do is just click on the scans. Click on scans, the tab called scans, and just find it. Scroll a little bit. It's somewhere. It's named, of course, pre-market. Wherever you are. There you are. Nope. There it is, pre-market actives. So just click on the scans tab, and there it is, pre-market actives. If you're talking about this scanner that has LK on top. GE, GE, kind of interesting. It is gapped down quite a bit here, almost 5%. I guess the Bernie Madoff whistleblower is now all over GE. Yeah, you can try it. The problem, Jefferson, you can try it. The problem is that it doesn't, you're not allowed to put very many filters in it, so you might get a lot of stuff that you don't want to see. But hey, go ahead and try it. Now, LK on the move here. LK on the move. Had earnings yesterday. Recovery. China stock, BABA. I mean, look at BABA. I mean, BABA, huge move up. Almost 5%, $7.80. Big move up for BABA. I want to keep an eye on, I don't typically trade these more expensive ones, but Agilent A. Keep an eye on this one. It obviously has some room here. It has taken out this, it's taken out this area right here on the weekly chart. So the next area would be that 75.61. It maintains this. It's got to pick up the volume, of course, but the big move was after hours yesterday. That's what the minus 0.25 means. So that's the mauve area right there. That's the after hours action. And then here, the tan area is the pre-market. So again, the big pop was after hours. Now let's see if it can maintain this. You know, you're going to get volume once the market opens. PVTL, thank you for that, Jefferson. PVTL is a potential buyout, I guess, at $15. A bit of a convoluted one. It's VMware, which is owned by Dell, and I think Dell has something to do with PVTL. So it's kind of a convoluted buyout. But anyway, $15. So don't get too excited about this, but that's the news on that one. A small one, Blinn, actually is an earnings play. It is gapped up 18.5% right now. Has some room, maybe not a lot. This is the problem. I think we're going forward with the earnings plays. We're going to see a lot more of these small ones, and they look good in the pre-market. And then once the market opens, there's just not that much activity, as opposed to the more expensive ones that can have some nice ranges in them. But we'll see what happens with Blinn. Sint, another one, SINT, another earnings play. Now, this is a super low float, according to us anyway. Yeah, I don't know, Kim. I really don't know what's going to happen with MyGen. I mean, anything could happen. I mean, it had the huge down day yesterday. Had a bit of a recovery, but have to wait and see once the market opens. I mean, it's at the pre-market, almost at the pre-market lows now. But it's, you know, it's basically no volume yet. You can't know until the market opens. TSG. This is actually, I believe, okay, this made my list because I saw that pop. Now it's pulled all the way back. I don't see any specific news on it. Had earnings a couple of days ago, so I don't see any specific news on it. DCPH, we knew they were doing a financing. They've announced the financing price, and it is $37. So let's see how well, I mean, it's just a little bit under the financing price. Let's see how well it holds. And in fact, I'm gonna stick an alert at 37 to see if it can come back. And VIPS, VIPS is another earnings play. I think this is a retailer. Yeah, retailer, online retailer. So not bad, actually. I mean, if it can maintain this area, it's a big float. I've traded VIPS in the past. It's a big float. But you can just see on the weekly chart that it has some room to that 780 area. Let me just take a quick look to see what sort of upgrades and downgrades we have this morning. Not as many. There's still more downgrades than upgrades, which has been the case over the last, seems at least a month, maybe even longer. Levi, been seeing Levi for a while, a little upgrade for Levi. All right, there are some of the upgrades. Yeah, there was kind of bizarre news on the Overstock with the CEO kind of bit of a conspiracy theorist or whatever. Best to keep politics completely out. Yeah, so just, I'll answer you. Well, if you go to the scans, click on the scans tab and you'll see all the scans that I'm sharing, including the pre-market actives, okay? Just let me continue here and I'll show you where it is. But if you click on the scans tab, they are all there. All right, there are some of the upgrades and downgrades brought to you from briefing.com. Yeah, so Glenn, just click on the scans tab. Every scan that I'm sharing is here, including the pre-market actives, okay, right there. And then again, this is what I use. This is what I use. Been using this one for years and years and years. This is the window that I use every morning, starting at, well, as early as 4 o'clock my time. Remember, we start getting our data at 7 o'clock Eastern time. So Arcadia is holding its own here. I almost took this one. Almost took this one in the pre-market. What I didn't like about was that bottoming tail right there, but I almost took it right here. What prevented me from doing it was that bottoming tail, really, because I thought, I mean, I know that's a great sign normally, but, you know, obviously it can be very whippy. And I thought, okay, if I take it here, and what if it does kind of the same thing? So I held off, unfortunately. I made a couple, small change to the curated ones from the channel bar that you have. So again, you can follow along. Exactly what I'm seeing. You know, my other monitors, you don't see them on this monitor, but Barry's Windows, which is the evening scan curations and then the AI curation. So I made a small change. We won't see any alerts until at least 5 minutes after the market opens, just to eliminate some of that opening 5-minute whippiness. Yeah, it's just a matter of putting a time. Just the time of day, you add the filter, so you can, you know, prevent any alerts from happening, say in the first 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 15, whatever you want. But I added a 5-minute just to get rid of the whippiness. We could still get whippiness, don't get me wrong, but yeah, Overstock looking interesting. Yes, it does, Chris. Because the symbol is attached to that top list. The symbol list that I change every day is attached to that, yes. Yeah, so OSTK is hitting my gap up scanner. Zoom in and out. Okay, so left click on the chart, just so that the trade ideas knows which chart you're trying to do this on. So just left click the chart, and then press down on the control key on your keyboard. I'm assuming you're using the app and you have a PC. Okay, so control key down on your keyboard, keep it pressed down, and then with your mouse, the scroll wheel, just scroll in and out. Just scroll in and out. Just keep the control key pressed down on your keyboard. Okay. Thanks, guys. Also, good job on keeping off topic and tech support using the right tabs here. Stocks only, yes. Stocks only is for obviously stocks only. Off topic, or tech support for anything else other than a specific stock related question. Yeah, 0.25 means just go to the earnings date right here. This is the other big column that I sort on, especially when we're still have a few earnings releases. But 0.25 means they released this morning before the market opens, and minus 0.25, like the Blinn, released after hours. Walmart should be here somewhere, but you know it's up here. Oops, down here. Yeah, Walmart. No, actually, Walmart released this morning too before the market opened. But minus 0.25 is before the market opens. Minus 0.25 is after hours yesterday. So those typically are the two important earnings dates that we have, because those are the stocks typically in play based on earnings after hours yesterday and, of course, the pre-market this morning. On an iPad, well, I don't know. I mean, if you should be using the Chrome browser. I know other people say they can use Safari, no problem. I really don't know how to help you on an iPad. I really don't know how to help you. Again, maybe just do a refresh again, and if you are using Chrome browser, disable the hardware accelerator, the whole thing. Okay, see some of these Venezuelan stocks maybe trying to bounce a little bit here. Harry, BMA, here's a cheaper one, GGAL. What did I say? I meant Argentina. If I didn't say Argentina, I meant Argentina. In my head, I was saying Argentina. So again, just before the market opens, this is what I use in the pre-market, and I sort on the various columns. That's the beauty of the top lists. You know, the obvious thing to do is to sort on the change from the close to see the ones that are up the most, of course. That's the obvious thing to do. But then you start diving in. Volume to 8% is a great one. 260. Now this doesn't trade very much. Let me see how many. Well, I mean, look at that. So SINT as an example. So what that 260 means, 260%, that means it's already traded 2.6 times what it would normally trade all day, and it's done that in the pre-market. So, I mean, it's obviously very significant. I mean, so it's not just the absolute volume that's important. It's the abnormal volume. That's what we're always looking for in the Blinn. All right. Well, TPR just took this out, guys. So I, my thesis is still the same for the TPR. I'd love to short this. What is it down? 12% now. Well, I just tried and I didn't get it. I just tried to short it. What's the spread like? The spread is how is it up to? I do the update, Diane. I mean, I just I look at after hours today. I'll do the same thing. I do it every day now. After hours, I take a look at. So let's pretend it's after hours today. I'll take a look at what I have in the curation list right now. I'll make a determination whether I think they could be held over, and then of course we'll look at what the AI produced today, and I'll see which ones I think could be added. So it's an ongoing process, and it gets updated by myself into a symbol list. So you don't have to do anything. It's the same with the evening scan or in Barry's windows. Again, you can follow along. To make some changes to the names of these. Barry's windows follows the evening scan curated, and this is the AI curated. And again, you don't have to do anything. You can see exactly the same symbols that I'm tracking on my other monitors. Well, no, you cannot see. Well, I mean, this is the list right there. That's the list right there, right now. But the actual symbol list itself, to look at it, no, because it's, how do we describe this? It goes into what we call our global file. That's why, if I have a symbol list that's unique to me, I create a symbol list and it's in my account. If let's just say I had one here. If I copy this one and give you the link, the symbol list does not transfer. Because it's specific to my account. But we have something called our global symbol list that I can make a change to, and it's accessible to everybody, but you cannot see it. The obvious reason is that we wouldn't want anybody to be able to go in and change it just because they don't like a symbol, they want to add their own symbols. All right, let me get rid of these two. Yeah, we'll have to see what happens here. Yeah, the market was starting to look a little more positive on the open, but you're right, starting to drop a bit here. Yeah, CSIQ looks pretty good, actually. Nice earnings play so far. There's the high in the pre-market right there, about $24. Yeah, less than a minute to the open. So let's have another great trading day, everybody. Fourth day of the test drive. Again, feel free to ask me questions all day long. Okay, DCPH is back up to the financing price. Financing price at 37. Let's see if it shrugs it off. Keep an eye on A. I don't typically trade these more expensive ones, but this has about $4 if it wants to run up to this level here, or maybe, yeah, about $3.50 or so. Okay, we are now open. AKTX, after their news yesterday with the fast track, designation really sold off. Actually, that's right. Remember at the end of the day, it had a nice little pop. It had sold way off, and then it had a nice pop at the end of the day. But it is giving it up right now. All right, guys, TPR. Well, on the way down here, TPR. Remember, I tried to get this one. Well, a TPR, there are shorts available at for IB if you're talking TPR. No, there's GE just triggered for me on a price alert. So give me a second here. I'm just adding. Yeah, everything is updated for you. Yeah, there's nothing for you to do. I make this. I make the change in the symbol list, the global symbol list in the evening. So when you log in the morning, it's all done for you. Yeah, no kidding, a rug pull. That's why I do not like to trade the first 5 minutes. You know, this thing could whip right back up. Not saying it's going to, but it could. Okay, PLT, you just triggered for me. Why? That was from yesterday. When I say trigger, these are just price alerts. And real, yeah, real triggered for me also. So it's trying to bounce back here. Okay, so are you on the web, Chris? You're using the web-based version? No? Ah, I know what's happened. You saved, okay, you see, I made a change. So that will be the problem in trying to save it, I suppose, because last night I made a change, not a major one, but preventing anything from happening in the first 5 minutes. Okay? And I don't remember K being on the list, to be honest with you. So that's the problem. If you save something, oh, it started with a K. Okay. KHC. Okay. Okay. Good. 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 I see what you're doing. Well, that would have been a good one, probably. Keep an eye on TPR again, guys, if it takes out that 21 again. All right, so much for the overstock. Again, first 5 minutes can be very, well, first 15 minutes. I typically don't trade in the first 15. All right, so now we're 5 minutes in, so I'm going to see what sort of, there we go. Okay, guys, we are starting to get some alerts in the curations, all on the downside. Yeah, okay. I'll call myself I'm wrong on this. I didn't think it would have this sort of action. Maybe, well, actually, probably the other one I didn't think, the blend. But yeah, SINT, because of the float, guys, because of that float, SINT, it's actually is an earnings play. We don't have it as an earnings play, but it is an earnings play. In a recent reverse split, there you go. Maybe they guided well, or maybe they didn't lose as much as the market thought they'd lose. Look at Tilray. Wow. So Cisco's having a bit of a bounce here. Okay, I'm watching this ACMR. It triggered on the evening scan right around here, and it's putting a little bit of a pop. I want to see how well that holds and if it can get back down to this level again. You can see why it made the evening scan. I mean, look at all the room underneath on the weekly, the daily, of course, and the monthly. So looking for something that might just keep going down. Look at Tilray, guys. Tilray, just let's take a look at the marijuana cannabis index here. Look at this. I mean, my goodness, we're almost 23. Just sink, sink, sink. Nobody cares about that sector anymore. Tilray and CGC leading the charge. Another one moving down, STNE. Definitely keep an eye on ACMR, guys. Well, it's popping. With the market moving down. I'm gone? What, my audio is gone or the video is gone? Okay, it's on your end then. So how I'm looking at the AI curated right now is, these are early alerts. And so to me, what happens is if, you get a trigger, it moves up, but I'd put a price alert back at the trigger. See if it takes it out later. This one has moved down immediately from the 3145 alert DXC. You can see why it made the list. I mean, there's nothing to support it. Yeah, look at this INMD from yesterday. Still strong, just took out the high of yesterday. What's the spread like? Actually, the spread isn't terrible. Okay, you should have, maybe you don't have this up. This is the don't repeat down. Geez, don't tell me I messed up. Let me just do a check here. Of course, it's not going to help me because I'm going to look here. Somehow this didn't save the change that I wanted. I apologize. I don't understand why that happened. Yeah, this did not keep the change. Interesting. I know I looked at it last night and it saved it all, so I don't understand what's happened. I'm going to make the change right now, so hopefully that's going to help, though I don't think so. I'm going to have to figure out what happened after hours. I'm sorry. Look at Perspecta here, guys. You know what? You're absolutely right. 72.57. I didn't even check that earlier. That is the 200-day moving average for CTSO. Tanking here is tank. Is it? No, it's not earnings. 6 days ago, earnings. Okay, guys, CNDT. Let me look at this on the daily chart, 628. I guess it would really have to take out this area here. It popped into the evening scan, but I would like to see it take out this area right there, 621. Takes that out, look out below. All right, guys, UNFI. Underneath 7 right here, no support that I can see. No support that I can see. Keep an eye on this one for definitely a short UNFI. So this is probably as good an illustration as any of why I don't like trading that first 15 minutes. I mean, look at CSIQ. Look what it did. Look at that huge bottoming tail, and now it's coming back. Very, the first 15 can be so whippy. That's a pretty general question, Zip, too. How does TI work? Well, you can create your own scans to suit your trading style. I mean, these are all scans that I've created for my trading style. They're all shareable. You create a scan and you get real-time alerts, or when, if all the filters are met and a trigger like a new high or a new low, you'll get a real-time alert. All right, I guess looking at the ACMR, let's see if it gives it up from here, but it doesn't look like it wants to. What's the market doing? Market's putting in maybe a bit of a green. Boston Bruin 7. No. I mean, I look at the news, but I do not look at the SEC filings as such. Too much. There's no way I could do that in the pre-market with all the things I'm doing. I mean, I have my Interactive Brokers headlines that I look at. Oh, I didn't even see this. So that's why it got down. See, I didn't see that, but at $14 per share. I mean, typically, the headlines that I'm looking at in the pre-market, you can tell whether it's an earnings play or, again, just a quick look at my IB headline, Interactive Brokers headline. Here's ACMR maybe starting to give up that 14 level, and that's about all I do. I mean, just to see, okay, why is this stock moving? But to dive in and start to read the no, I have no interest. I have I just can't do it. I don't have time. Wow, I had a nice alert here. I did not take it, unfortunately. 869 RKDA. 869. See if it can take out 9. It almost did. No, you can talk about it because I'm displaying it. I'm displaying it. So yeah, actually not bad. 2198, 2222 right now. Remember, I display all this for the test drive. You know, more Monday I will not. Wow, look at RKDA. Keep an eye on this CNDT, guys. I mean, it's a cheaper one. It's yeah, it is shortable at Interactive Brokers. You can see that if it takes out 621, it's at 629 right now, the low of 3 days ago. It may have further room to keep going down. You know, 6 may block it a bit, but well, I do apologize. There's something went crazy with the symbol list, but there's GTX. I know you don't see this one. I see you probably only see these three. But GTHX is on the move. 3911 on the alert. SPTN on the move here. Yes, SPTN, that's an earnings play. Didn't come up because there was no action in the pre-market. You can see there's zero action in the pre-market. You released earnings after hours yesterday. Really no action after hours either. So it didn't come up because look, there's no tan area at all. So it just waited for the market to open. SPTN. Earnings play. Now there's probably a lot of resistance right about here, 1170. So it's far enough away. You want to take a shot at it. Look at the RKDA. You've got to be so careful on these ones. Look at that topping tail. TPR, guys, TPR on the move down. TPR, TPR, TPR. Let's watch to see if this takes out 9 again. The Arcadia. TPR, yes. Profit taking, zip. I mean, a million reasons. Profit taking. I mean, look how far it's gone. I mean, it's a whippy stock to begin with. Very low float. So we don't have a lot of supply. When people want to dump it, there's not. When you have a low float situation, it can go up as quickly as it can go down as quickly, if not more quickly on the downside as it goes up. It's just a trading vehicle right now. That's all it is. Let's see if it can test this 10 level later on. I mean, that's a few weeks ago, a couple of months ago, maybe, for the Arcadia. So for on the upside, keep an eye on this UNT, very little stock. Yeah, TPR, awesome. To check out that 21 again. Gone on the way up or gone on the way down? Wow, it's gone on the way up. Nice pullback here. I mean, listen, my bias was against this one just because it was a small one with earnings. A lot of times, all the action is in the pre-market and they tend to fizzle, but not in this case. TPR, TPR, over and over. Big test will be at 20. And I apologize. I don't have the alert up here. I haven't posted it, but it went so quickly. But basically, my big deal was once it took out that 21. I have covered some 2024. All right, so I'm going to put an alert up here around 305 for this really cheap one, UNT. MyGen on the way down again. Look at this. I mean, it taken out yesterday's high like yesterday's low like nothing. 25.20. Look at Overstock. I mean, how whippy is this? There's the pre-market action. Market opens, starts to give it up for Overstock, OSTK. Level two, no. No, you get all that from your broker. I mean, you probably know that, but you know, my time in sales I get from my broker. And I don't track level two, but all right, so Real is still up for the day, but giving it all up. It had earnings yesterday, disaster. So it had the nice, interesting little pop in the pre-market. Market opens, it popped, but it's just giving it all up. So the big level for TPR will be, you know, that whole number, especially a psychological one at 20. So I'm just going to stick an alert down around 2009, see if it takes out that low again. Yeah, I apologize. I don't have it up in the alerts. I was basically saying a 21 break was what was going to get me in. I actually was surprised I got it, to be honest with you. You know, because it was down over. It was down over 10%. I can't remember what it was when it was just under 21. I didn't think I was going to get it. Stuck in a bid at yeah, what was it, 2084, and it filled it. I almost didn't even realize it. Ah, it's just. Guys, I'm really looking to short Real here. The trigger was at 1478. I want to see if it gets down to 1470 again. I'll probably take the short. Yeah, I wouldn't pay that much attention, to be honest with you. I mean, the time in sales to me is it just shows you how rapidly the stock is trading. I mean, that's the key for me. You got the bid and the ask right there, of course, and how rapidly is the stock trading. You don't want to get stuck in it if it takes something, and all of a sudden, you know, there's no action for a minute. Yeah, so if you want the layout that you actually see, except for these thumbnail charts over here, if you click on the scans section, scans tab, and scroll up to the top here, test drive layout, it's right there. Now remember, it's a layout, so you can only have one layout loaded at the same time. So your layout will disappear, which is okay. Just make sure you've saved your layout to the cloud before you do it. And then, of course, all the individual windows are here that you can take a look at. All right. Okay, getting a bit of a lag. Okay. See if this one has moved at all. Not really. Yeah, well, you know what? If you always lose money on trading a certain price range or something like that, then don't do it. I mean, it's really that simple. You know, the low floats are not for everybody. You know, sometimes, yeah, they're the most exciting because they can have the most movement, but it comes with a risk, of course. All right, watching CDXS here also. I mean, the breakdown under 13 is continuing down. I mean, there's no support for this really. All right, there's CPR guys challenging that 20 again. Okay, real is actually having a rebound, so Sip, that's you know, with all due respect, that's crazy. All right, should always have a stop in place. You know, that's a road map to disaster. Look at SPTN. Well, listen, if you don't use stops and you make money, fine, but you know that's not typical. You know, you're gambling then. My opinion. Okay, well, if you can do it, but most people can't, Carbon or Savello, whatever you want to call yourself. Yeah, PRSP, I mentioned this one, probably right around here. Nice move for PRSP. It is an earnings play. 24 is probably a big roadblock right there, okay? 24, looking at that weekly chart. So if you're in it, look at Virtue VRT, VIRT. There's an interesting look right there. Takes out 19. This could have a nice run here. Sort of not quite, but not a red bar ignored there, but takes out 19. Look at all the room it has. Look what it's done on the daily since earnings 4 days ago. Trying to recover. VIRT. You can stick an alert just over 19 on that one. Oh, I'm sure it has. I just don't have it. I looked at the weekly chart. So I would say that, at 4 obviously is going to be tough. Looking at that weekly chart. Look at the daily though. I mean, my goodness, look at all the volume. Remember I was saying in the pre-market, looking at the absolute, at the volume percent filter, and that zeroed in right on that syntax. Okay, guys, see, it's almost at the pre-market highs. 24 takes that out. It has a bit of room to 25. Not a huge amount of room for CSIQ, unfortunately. Again, I don't know if it's going to stop if it kept going at 25, but just look at the chart. Yeah, our provider has given it as I have given it to, I'm sorry, our provider, I've actually mentioned that, I think, to our guys who are looking at our data provider. This day reminds me of a couple of days ago when I'm looking at the evening scans, just choppy. Yesterday was a decent day. Look at pizza here. Pizza, pizza, pizza. Papa John's moving down here out of this area, lowered to 50. Okay. Price target lowered to 58 at Citi. I think you're a little behind times. I agree. I agree, Waleed. I mean, I know you guys don't have this, and I apologize. I don't know what happened to the symbol list, but tomorrow. But on the upside, which is what the market's slightly positive, 39.11, it hit 40.14. This one I don't think is 1077, 1086. This one hasn't done anything yet. And of course, the Arcadia was really quick, 869. You had to be very quick. Yeah, I'm looking at it right now. It had some really nice alert. I mean, some that didn't work, but some that really worked well. I had the SINT at 309 as an example. It's actually looking very interesting. just to give you an idea of what I'm talking about. So the ACMR, obviously that did not work, but look at the SINT 309, 394 now. See what VIPS did, not much. LAM, LMB, 605 on the short, 558 now. The Agilent 72 hasn't really moved. TSG, that's interesting, 1370, hasn't moved that much. The Arcadia got the same alert, so it worked for a while. TPR, 2082, 2020, and the CSIQ, modest, but some big winners though, percentage winners from it. Again, this is a test version of these, call it the new AI. No, I really don't know on the release. I really don't know. It's a complete revamping. So it might be a month, 2 months. I really don't know. It requires a lot more testing. One of the problems is that you'll notice that, except for the RKDA, most of these are right around earnings. And that's 5 days ago. This is today. 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 You see what I'm saying? So we have to figure out, okay, what's earnings? And the reason why it's around earnings, because it's the earnings plays that have the most dynamic moves. Next week we're down to about another 400, but even smaller stocks, smaller price stocks. So that's really the issue. How well is it going to work when we're not in earnings season? But when we're in earnings season, it looks great because it's capturing those dynamic moves. Look at CVET. There's a red bar ignored right there on CVET. That's too bad, 1333. I actually tried to short that LAM LMB. I couldn't get it. Yeah, the LAM also has a pretty tough spread, but I could not get it. Definitely interested in the CVET. If it takes up this high again, I mean, look at the room it has. Maybe a little rest. Nice red bar ignored right there. Not that far away from it. Speaking of which, Yes, I am. I know it's not in the alerts. I was talking about it, and I put in a bid at 2084. Did not really think I was going to get filled because it was down over 10%. And then I looked, I got filled, and it immediately started moving down. So I have taken some out at 20, to figure out where I got it, where I took it out. Where are you? Ah, 2024. Jeez, I had to search. So 2084 down to 2024. Yeah, well, I'm looking at, yeah, definitely 20 is going to be the tough one to get through. All right, guys, I'm long the CVET. I was talking about all that CVET. Now, see if it has. I'm just looking at this potential gap fill, of course. There would be my ultimate stop. All right, but I would get out before then, for me personally. I'm in it. Sorry, I'm in at 1362 for the CVET. From where did I get that now? That is from. No, that's from the Evening's Hand, right? It could be. We'll see. I mean, I'm just going on that red bar ignored there. You know, I'm not looking. I'm looking at the red bar ignored, and I'm looking at that void. You're right. It's very extended, but I don't know if there's a best. I mean, the higher the time frame, if you get one, the better. Especially if the bar is narrow. Okay, it's a narrow candle. It's just more confirmation. I typically look at the 15s if I'm doing it. Boy, RVLV Revolve is just having a nice comeback after earnings 4 days ago, where it got slammed here. Now it's trying to come back. 4 days ago, and then it really fell yesterday. Big comeback for it. RVLV. Yeah, I'm all out of the tapestry now, TPR. Just it was too tough for it to break out of that level of 20 or break down. So far, anyway. It's not the AI software. It's just our software. I guess you can call it AI, but I mean, it's just our software that automatically generates it. In other words, you don't have to have the AI, premium service, for it to generate. Boy, RVLV just ripping here. You know what? Even Blinn is now taking a bit of a move. This is the other small earnings play. Another low float situation, not unlike the SINT. Okay, so I believe this is an Argentinian stock. Looks like, okay, yeah, this is an Argentinian stock. So a lot of these, some of these Argentinian stocks are starting to bounce here. So I'm just going to give the CVET just a little bit longer. Boy, what a move for RVLV. Will it take out 25? The high of yesterday was 25.34. Play on the move. Dave & Buster's, yeah, Dave & Buster's, not an earnings play, but this is on the move also, play. Funny, you know, the market is just doing nothing right now, absolutely nothing. It's up a little bit, but it's really doing nothing. Let's take a look at Beyond Beef. You guys have been talking about it. Yeah, down $12. No, there's a big level for it, obviously, to try to hold at 150. Well, I keep looking at these. I mean, this is another one from the AI, 2680. I mean, I keep looking at these underneath this whole number. This was a sell alert 3 days ago from the AI. Let's just see. I'm watching some of these, though, just take these little bounces. So I want to watch this one, GVA, see if it gives up 72 or so. I may hop in on a short on it. It's below the VWAP. 2702 is the VWAP, so it's below the VWAP. Just want to see what these lows are here, but this is way back in 2013. I don't care. I mean, look how far in 2 weeks. Wow, 3 weeks from 44 down to 26. That was an earnings play. Now look at Michael's companies, MIK. Wow. Lifetime low. Okay, guys, I'm out of the CVET basically flat. I'm going to watch if it can take out, it's sort of basing here. I want to see if it takes out this the area up here. Okay, well, there it is. All right, guys, I'll hop back in it. There's another RBI right there. Red bar ignored. 1372 was the trigger. Just got to take out this area up here. Yeah, CSIQ definitely, again, from the new AI to 2379, 2406 now. On. Well, one of the things about it is that you get runners. There's no question that you get runners, all right? They may not all work, but there's going to be movement. That's what I'm saying. But again, plays, guys, you have to. What happens when we don't have any more earnings plays? Look at Capri here. Yes, another one. Another IPO back here. Capri had earnings 5 days ago, right here. I guess right there. And look at this sinking. CPRE. Yeah, you know, Tapestry may not be over. TPR may not be over if it takes out 20. That's the big area. Let's just stick it at 14. See if I can get it up to 14. All right, everybody, it is now, 10:36, so time for the links. So first of all, welcome. If you're brand new to the room today, this is the format every single day. I share my screen, get live on the mic at about 9 o'clock Eastern time. I go up to 3:30 Mondays to Thursdays and up to 3 o'clock on Fridays. And the test drive, well, it's not over, but it's over for sign up. So last sign up was last night. That's the last time you could have signed up for the 5 full trading days. So we're still in the test drive mode until next Wednesday. Wednesday. The next one will be 3 months from now. Costs $8.99 for 5 trading days. So that'll be about 3 months from now. I'm going to try to make sure it's around earnings season too. If you have trade ideas and you want the scans that you see on my screen plus many more, just click on scans. I'm actually sharing, this is a layout. That first link is a layout. So again, I always have to warn people, that if you take that layout, load it, your current layout will disappear, which is okay as long as you save it. You know, save your layout to the cloud. You can only have one layout loaded at a time. Yeah, meanwhile, look at this one, CHNG. This was an earnings play yesterday. Nice move here. Nice move here, over 14. What's the market doing? You know, market is not doing anything really. I mean, it's not helping. Interesting. All right, so that's a test drive, and all the other scans are here, okay? You can just take a look at them. You can also, if you click on the room drive icon, looks like a half-open folder, probably beside my name, and you click on it, and scans that I share, if you click download, then it'll go to a Word document, so you can take a look at all the scans, you know, after hours, kind of load them, see if you like them, all right? I'm gonna go over the links. I'm going to keep editing this. Guys, TPR, yeah, TPR is a new low now, challenging that 20. I'm out of it, but all right, links. Boy, there's a lot going on. So you can click on the download, and again, that will download to a Word document. And I'm going to just go over some of the links right now. First of all, if you now this is fun. I'm just going to keep editing the price alert higher and higher. Seems to be working. All right. Just waiting on it. See, I want to make sure it holds 14. All right, so if you click on the subscriptions tab, you will see there is promo code 15% savings off the first month or the entire year of a Trade Ideas subscription. This is how much Trade Ideas costs. Again, I'm just watching to see that corner of my eye here. Chang also, guys, this could be another great one, breaking over 14. Low float, 29 million in the float. All right, this is how much Trade Ideas cost. Standard yearly, we have basically 4 plans, standard yearly and a premium yearly. 1068 a year minus that 15%, or 2268 a year minus the 15%. The big differences are AI, which is undergoing a bit of a revamp here. I'm going to show you those a little bit later. You don't have to take out an annual plan. You can always start off with a monthly plan, 118 less the 15%, or 228 less the 15%. These are just month to month. It's not a contract. It's month to month. The promo or the discount is only good for the first month. After that, if you maintain the subscription, it'll go back to the 118 and 228. If you decide that you'd like to upgrade within 30 days from standard to premium or from monthly to yearly, you can do so, and we will honor the promo code. I'm going to go over what the AI is all about. If I click on tech support, you'll see right here, we've gone over the subscription. I'm going to tell you what, or show you what the AI is all about. We have what we call 50 baseline strategies. Better get CVET right here. Goes down to here. I'm going to sell some. Just to watch it. I want to see. In fact, just a second here. Okay, I've just sold. Okay, I actually sold some. Sort of an average of about 1390. I'm hoping it can get over 14 again, but if not, I'll be out of it. All right, so this is what Holly is, or the AI is all about. We have 50 strategies. And at the end of the day today, the AI will take it, while we wait for the end of the day, we'll take the latest market data and looks at every filter that's in place in the AI baseline strategies, many more filters with the baseline strategies. So it starts taking a look at them and maybe makes a tweak, you know, maybe take, instead of 50,000, see what happens if we bump that up to 100,000, run the back tester, optimize it, and see if that has a nice effect on the win percentage and profit factor. Maybe goes to another one and another one, maybe takes a filter out or adds one in. Okay, and then it's a tedious, obviously, even to do one would take a long time. To do 50 would be impossible for humans, of course, but that's the routine that takes place. And then tomorrow, we will be presented with the strategies that made the cut. Typically making the cut, meaning a profit factor of at least 2 and a win percentage of at least 60. So we don't know which strategies will make the cut tomorrow. Has to go through the optimization procedure. Now, how I'm using the AI is not so much on the day of, but following the alerts the following day and days. You can click here. On the scans. I guess it's in the scans. Just a second here. I forgot where I put this. Must be in subscriptions. Yes, sorry. So how I'm using the AI to trade, you can click on that. As a video I did a couple of weeks ago. You can click on that and it'll show you what I'm doing. Just go over some of the other links before I get to Brokerage Plus. So if you want to see what these, you know, what is Sunrise Mover looking for, what is Mighty Mouse looking for, etc., click on the strategy descriptions. Training Monday to Thursday at noon Eastern. Webinars. We'll get back to a regular schedule maybe next week. I don't know if it will be, certainly the week after, but typically Monday to Friday at 5 o'clock Eastern. They're all archived. You should have the latest. You should have the latest production. It's not a beta anymore. This is 4.2.89. If you have our premium service and you want to be able to have all of the AI alerts in one window instead of having to segment them, or having to load the 3, we're getting rid of this idea anyway. I don't know when that's going to happen. I hope it's soon, so I don't have to keep explaining this. But you need the latest version, 4.2.89, if you want to see all the alerts in one window. And if you don't know what version you've got, just click on Help and About, and it'll tell you. I'm on a development version, but you should have 4.2.89. And I do a daily video between 1:50 and 1:45 every day, and the trade of the week gets sent to you before the market opens, on Monday morning, before the market opens. I'm going to go over Brokerage Plus. Just waiting on the CVET to see if it can take out 14 again. Vert, I see triggered for me here, 1906. All right, I mean, it's trying to come back. Decent volume. I mean, the overall, it doesn't look great, but it is almost 1.5 times normal. So I'm going to go over Brokerage Plus right now. There are some differences. You can have 20 charts with premium versus 10. But yeah, the AI is the big difference. And if this sort of new version of the AI keeps working like this, it'll be very interesting. Oh, I mean, there's no such thing as it always money. Anybody who tells you that every You know, you sign up for some of these newsletters and they're going to guarantee that it's always money. I mean, just run. I understand you're a new trader, but if it was always money, then that's all we would do. We would just send out a trade of the week every day or every week, and we would just sit back and count everything in the bank. Okay, I mean, it's just not, doesn't work that way. Okay, let me go over GPS, guys. Well, that was a nice one, actually. 1631, it is now 1584. It's an earnings play. Just waiting on the CVET to see if it can take out 14. Okay, let me go over Brokerage Plus and explain to you what Brokerage Plus is all about. So Brokerage Plus is basically, does not replace a brokerage platform, okay? This is an order entry screen window. It works right now with Interactive Brokers. So you need an Interactive Brokers account in order to trade with it. You click on an alert, it's going to show up here. You can short it, sell, buy, go long. Pick how many shares you want, the market, you'll see the bid and the ask. These are hotkeys that we've created. Flatten, get out of a position, get out of half your position, double your position, or reverse, go from long to short or short to long. That's the simplest way. This is part of your standard service. The next way to use it would be what we call one-click ordering. So let's just say you click on Overstock. Sorry, you click on Overstock and you like what you see. Then you can, ahead of time, you can set up your own buying and shorting parameters. These are basically the defaults. I keep saying, somebody better remind me, I keep saying it's easy enough to set these up. And then basically you just click on how you want to trade it. All right, so this is part of your standard service. The big thing that we're working on, though, is to create for you a real-time paper trading module. You can see we're getting closer. It even says paper trading right there. I don't know when it's going to happen. I keep saying 2 weeks. But when it happens, it happens. You're going to know about it. Believe me. So it'll allow you to paper trade. It's obviously then not attached to any broker. You know, if you wanted to trade OSTK, this is real time right here. You would just, you would just load, and then you would just do the paper trading. You'd either short it or buy it, and you can manage it in this window. All right, and it's be real time. So great for if you're a new trader. It's a great way to practice. 20 charts, not 20 windows. No, 20 charts. Okay, guys, so obviously I'm out of the CVET. I'm going to put another alert on it to see if it takes out 14 later. I was really hoping it would really explode off that 14. Yeah, so that's I mean, we're starting to see, I'm going to have to change my tune a little bit maybe. If AI even, the current AI, got some good ones. There's Hua, 2198, 2249 right now. Tiger, Mighty Mouse, modest, I mean, a nice percentage move. Let's see, I mean, this is a stock that, this is an IPO from here. Ran so well, and then earnings came out, I think, and just started to collapse, and it's really done nothing since then. There are unlimited, Diane, but I mean, you'd never want to have, I mean, you're right, there's unlimited, but you'd want to limit it. I mean, first of all, if you have a lot of top list open, as an example, your system can really slow down. So You want to have a manageable number. I always say that when I first started with Trade Ideas way back in 2010, I was just a subscriber like anybody else here, and I did not want to miss any setup. Nothing. I wanted to have every single setup known to man and woman. And so I probably had 40 windows open. Red bar ignored right here, guys, on the VIRT. I just took that one, VIRT. I get it at 1909. I'm in at the VIRT. See if that bar ignored helps. And it's over the whole number. But anyway, I probably had 40 windows open, and all I would do all day long is click, 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 and get nothing done. Yeah, you got to reduce them, Diane. You got to reduce them. Way too many. Well, without a word of a lie, I developed that carpal syndrome, tunnel syndrome. Horrible, horrible. I thought that was it. I'll never be able to do it again until I got a proper support and all that. And I mean, I still click all day long. I see so many charts all day long, which is great practice, of course, but. Ron, I think you've been asking questions. I saw your long question to Michael. I don't know how he's going to answer it, but as far as pre-market goes, there's no time, really. I mean, I'm on the West Coast, so I'm at a bit of disadvantage. I do try to get up at 4 o'clock. That's when we start getting our data. But a lot of times, I mean, there's no real time. It has to come from a pattern, and I have to see what's happening. I'm checking always the daily, weekly, monthly. Maybe it's coming into a support area. I probably should have taken the Tapestry early in the pre-market. I didn't because of the Walmart, but I thought maybe the Walmart might actually drag. So there's no time. I guess what I'm saying is there's no usually. And I usually always go in limit. I mean, it depends on the spread. I mean, if it's a penny spread, it doesn't really matter, but I usually always go limit. I pick and choose where I want. Yeah, the spread. I can't remember what the spreads were. I didn't think they were horrible, but believe it or not, it was the Walmart. Walmart is what kind of influenced me. Unfortunately, because big retailer popping, like huge move for it, as opposed to yesterday when I shorted Macy's in the pre-market, no problem whatsoever. Macy's, of course, big guy and leading all the retailers down. I thought maybe Walmart might stem the tide or the flow down with maybe the TPR. I was wrong, but I got it once the market opened, so I mean, it didn't really matter. Yeah, I haven't followed the IPOs at all. I'll start following them once we're completely out of earnings season, but you're right. So what was the JFU? I don't see a quick headline on it. What did it, what was the IPO price? I know it is above the IPO price. Let me, somebody can just do a quick check. 950, thank you. How many shares? I know I could check, but any idea how many shares, Matt?